Hey, Becoming Me. I am so excited for today's warrior conversation with my warrior friend Bridget as we unpack the question how to walk in freedom, what that means. Hey, Bridget, I see you joining. I'm excited to kick this party off. And those of you who are joining us, I would love to just hear where you're joining today's warrior conversation from. So drop a hello in the chat as Bridget. Let us know where you are watching from, where in the world you are. Hello. That blue blazer is amazing. Wow.
Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to plug in. Here we
You
go, guys.
are styling. Right? Girl, I love your outfit.
Okay, let me adjust. There we go, adjusting.
Bridget, I'm so excited to have this warrior conversation with you. Like, this is going to be a blast. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been so excited. I'm prayed up, Emily. I'm like just ready to go. I'm like, let's go, Jesus. Okay.
It's going to be a blast. And for those of you who are joining us, I'm going to let Bridget introduce herself. And before she does, though, I have to brag on her because I have known Bridget literally for several years. I mean, and we're in real life friends. So many of the people I have the privilege of interviewing and sharing their stories, I might not have met them in person. And so, Bridget, it's just a joy to know you in real life. In fact, we were at an event last week together talking about tonight's conversation. And so that was just a blast. So, yeah. Bridget, for someone who is a new friend to you, they maybe haven't met you yet, go ahead and introduce yourself and share a little bit about what you do and who you are.
Absolutely. So first of all, Emily, thank you for letting me be here. I love being Emily's friend. She is a light as well. So I'm glad to be here. But you guys, I'm that person that will like tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, I think we're supposed to be friends. That's kind of how Emily and I met. And it's just my personality. I love people. I love connecting. But I am first and foremost a child of God. And I say that because I didn't believe that for a long time. And so that's a part of my story. I am a daughter of a king, and I love that I can share that with other people. I'm a wife. I'm a mom to two wonderful boys. I'm a life coach. I'm an RN. I'm a mentor. I'm a leader. And I am a believer in all aspects of the word. I believe in you, even if we haven't met yet. And so as a life coach, I just love to cheer people on and love to help them see the freedom that they have. That's one of my favorite things to do, is really to give you my belief until you believe it yourself, because I know that you're going to get through it, and I know that you're going to overcome, and you're going to claim the victory and the freedom that's yours.
That is so powerful. And like, I can just feel your warrior cheerleaderness all the way through the screen. You know, you talk about this word freedom, and today we're going to talk about how to walk in freedom. But first, I want to ask you what that means. Like, what does it mean to walk in freedom?
Oh, goodness. We could unpack this like the rest of the night, you guys. But I will keep it brief because walking in freedom looks different for everybody. We have freedom in Jesus Christ. He died for that freedom. But you have to acknowledge where you're at and the hurt that you've experienced. And so if you've been through anything in this life and you haven't acknowledged it, you can't step into the freedom that's yours. It's yours to grab a hold of. But there's so many times that the world tries to block us. The enemy tries to distract us. There's so many things that try to vie for our attention. And we just lose track of the freedom that's ours. I have read so many amazing books on healing and walking in that freedom and what that looks like. And it's just healing, acknowledging that you need to heal and that you want to get through something is really the first step. And I deal a lot with trauma, you guys. And so the longer the trauma goes unacknowledged, the more areas of your life it will reach. And so it will just start to penetrate your relationships, your marriage, your children, your home, your atmosphere, whatever you're doing, it will just penetrate in those areas. And then you're going, what's happening? Why do I feel this way? What's going on? You know? And this process takes time and effort. being intentional and having a biblical perspective was vital for my healing. And I know it would be for yours too. And so that healing process of looking to Christ and looking to God for that freedom that's already ours is so important. I have so many notes, Emily. I hope I can get through them.
You are crushing it. You're amazing. And I will give the little side note too, y'all, that we will be sharing Bridget's becoming story at BecomingMe.tv. And so you'll be able to hear even more of her journey as we go on as well. So I have to put that little promo in there.
Thank you. But really, and it's about your perspective as well, not just reading the word and having a biblical perspective, but getting up every morning and going, you know what? I have a purpose to be here and I want to be better. I don't want to keep walking in this journey of just feeling yuck. There are just days. And guys, listen, I'm on a healing journey still myself, even though I am a life coach and I help people and I'm a nurse and I'm a mom and I have all these things going on. I'm still on my own healing journey. You know, we're not whole and totally free until we're with Jesus, right? So, you know, even though he promises us that abundant life that we can have here on earth, it just is a intentional and purposeful attitude to get up and go, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to walk in this freedom that is mine. I'm going to claim this victory that Jesus tells me that he died for. And I want you to celebrate each step. You know, you're going to go through things and you're going to accomplish things and you're going to be like, I don't really know if that's worth celebrating. No, I can promise you it is. Mm-hmm. I can promise you that you are making steps towards your healing. And no matter how small it seems, you know, and here's some examples I gave. You didn't blow up at your kids. Instead, you took a deep breath, you excused yourself, you came back and you responded instead of reacting. That's a big deal. Like, definitely celebrate that. Tell your accountability partner, hey, I just did this. Can you believe it? Like, I didn't overreact. Like, those are things worth celebrating, you know, and even like at work, at your workplace, if you're in a situation and, you know, you addressed it in a calm and safe way with support and help. You didn't overreact. You didn't, you know, clench up or numb or freeze or run away. Like, you were like, no, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to overcome this. And really, like, I just had that attitude of, I am such a believer, like I said, and an overcomer. And I don't want to feel stuck. I don't want my feet stuck in the mud. I know that I can push forward because I know the strength I have in Christ. There are days when I just want to lay on the floor, right? And be like, Lord, I can't do this. And he's like, you're right. You can't do this. I can't. Yeah, I can't. That's where we get Philippians 4:13 from, right? We go through all of this stuff and all of these things, and then we lay on the floor and you're like, yeah, you're right, God. Like, I can't do this. Please work in and through me, right? And I want you to remember that God knows the parts of you that are wounded and need to be healed. God knows you. He sees you. He wants to help you. Let him be the balm that your wounds need to heal. Like, please let that be, right? Yeah. Because he knows every detail of your life. Something that has stood out to me over the last couple of months is Psalm 34:4-5. It says he's paying special attention to you and your needs. And the verses say, I sought the Lord and he heard me. He delivered me from all my fears. They looked to him and were radiant, the people around him, right? And their faces were not ashamed. Right? I love that. He saves us in all of our troubles. He is a good God. He just wants us to walk and see it. He wants us to see it and claim it and receive it and grab it. And he wants us to know that we don't have to walk in this downcast, you know, ho-hum attitude. Like, it says in the word, he's the lifter of our head. And I'll even cry out to him and I'll say, God, I need you to lift my head today. Like, I feel downcast today. I don't want to feel that way. You know, I have people looking to me to help them and mentor them and give them a word of encouragement. I need encouragement from heaven, Lord. And he'll do it. He does it every time. The enemy wants nothing more than to keep us and keep you from healing and hope that Jesus Christ offers you. He wants to keep you from it. But I love that the word is full of the ways that God woos us and wants a relationship with us. I love that God speaks to us in that way. And one of the books that I've read recently too, Emily, is The Waymaker by Ann Voskamp.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. If you have not read this, write that down, y'all, or
Yet.
rewatch this and put it on your reading list. Okay. I'm not a reader, Bridget. Well, become one and then read this. Okay. With the Bible. Okay. Because she speaks so eloquently about overcoming things and the outcome of things. And it says the only outcome that matters is that we come to him. And this gets a little like, ooh, okay, we're talking about death. Okay, just hold tight. All right. I know people don't like the D word. It's okay. If death is the outcome, we still get to come to him. If pain or shame or flames or chains or graves are the outcome, we still get to come to him. True freedom is to be free of outcomes and come into him. We don't have to worry about the outcomes, you guys. He already has all of that figured out. We can just cling to him and say, you know what, God, I trust you. You're going to get me through this. You're going to give me the best outcome. And I love that you promised me that, right? He works all things together for our good, right? Like he didn't say just a few things. He said all things. All things. And I love that. And we just need to have the mindset to see endless possibilities as a child of God. Like we have them. They're available to us. Just endless possibilities. We serve a mighty God. He is bigger and greater and more powerful than anything we could ever imagine.
Yeah. Drop the mic. This was so powerful, and hearing you unpack, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat hearing, being able to walk into each day, choosing how you're going to step forward, and having this mindset and understanding that we can't do it on our own, but we are with the one who can. And so I'm inspired and encouraged listening to you. And I want to ask you to equip us, Bridget, with a couple of just warrior steps. Like, what are some action steps for those of us who are listening right now? And we're like, yeah, we're ready to walk in victory. How do I do that? Where do I start? Give me something practical I can take with me.
Absolutely.
So what are some
steps? I love
steps?
that, you guys. I love giving you practical steps. And one of the things I love about God too is when I spend time with him in solitude and I'm out and I'm walking or I'm reading or I'm whatever I'm doing, I'm just sitting with him and he gives me these fresh new ideas. And and you're like frantic trying to write it down or type it out, right? And one of the most important things that he reminded me of is you have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge where you're at. And so guys, if you've been walking in any kind of yuck, I mean, really, if you're like, and then assess where you're at. Where am I at right now with it? Am I sitting with it? Am I hanging out with it? Is it my best friend? Am I praying about it or am I just talking and thinking about it? Right? And then take some action steps. I'm going to give you some in just a minute. Take some action steps. Have someone to hold you accountable. And then accept where you're at. Those are the 5 A's of healing that God's given me and I'm developing. I'm working on an ebook right now. And so he has given me these things and I'm like, all right, Lord, yes, people need to hear this. They need to know this. They need to acknowledge it. And then one of the most important things you can do, and I know this is not one of the bad S words that you think of. Okay. You're going to hear it and you're going to be like, oh God, here we go. Here's the other stuff that church people talk about. No, I don't want you to think that way. Open mind. Here we go. Ready? Through surrender, you find victory. Surrender to the one that can hold it all. Surrendering to God's ways and truths is how we obtain freedom. That's how we obtain freedom. We surrender our ways. We surrender our thoughts. We surrender the things that we think we're supposed to be doing. And we go, okay, God, I want this victory. I surrender. I want to be obedient. I want to listen to you. I want to hold those truths. I want to walk in victory. And then we're humble. We walk in humility. That's so hard. I have dealt with the root issue of pride, you guys. I can do it better. I can parent better. I can lead better. I'm a nurse that's better. We all deal with it. Okay. I'm just gonna be vulnerable and honest with you. We all deal with pride. But when we're humble, it leads to inviting others to help. It's really hard to do that, I know, but you need accountability. It gives God permission to enter our pain. He's already there, drawn near to you because his word says it, but he's not a pushy God. He's not going to push himself in and say, hey, sweetie, you need me to help you right here. He doesn't do that. He wants your permission to enter your pain. He wants us, when we are humble, it leads to listening to wise counsel. And then that, all of those things, inviting others in, giving God permission, listening to wise counsel, that will ultimately lead to a healing place where you can accept the freedom that is yours in Christ. It is so, so vital to take these steps and acknowledge it. Find someone you can trust and say, hey, I'm going through some stuff and I need to talk about some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's powerful. You know, Bridget, Stacy's asking, what was the name of the book that you referenced? And I think you shared you're in the process of writing it. Did I hear that correctly? An ebook?
Yes, I will be writing an ebook on the 5 A's of healing.
Okay.
And
And then
the one I mentioned earlier was Ann Voskamp.
There you go.
Voskamp, Waymaker.
Perfect. Awesome. You know, I also want to ask you too right now, Bridget, because one, I'm inspired. Two, I'm encouraged. Three, you've given us some practical steps that we can take today to really walk in freedom. And it starts with that surrender word. And so walking rooted in the victory that we already have in Christ. We don't have to fight for victory. We fight from victory in him. So I am curious to know, because I know you're my friend. You've got a podcast, you're working on this ebook, you're coaching. Tell us about what you're doing and how people can connect with you and even work with you. If they're like, you know what, I've been hearing everything Bridget's saying. And I'm like, how do I get more help with her? Let's go.
Thank you, Emily. So one of the best places you can go is to my website, in the IVE. And I chose live at the end because we live in Christ, okay? So there's where the live comes in. People go, why did you choose that? Okay, well, because in the light, I'm living for Christ, okay? So inthelightcoach.live. Sign up for my emails there. You're going to get 2 free downloads whenever you sign up for emails, okay? And then again, working on the ebook, there's a lot of resources there. You can sign up to coach so that I can coach you. I love offering hope and encouragement. I love asking you the hard questions. I will sit in the messy. I'm good with dealing with challenging, difficult situations, and I will shine a light of hope and encouragement and help you see the victory that's yours in Jesus. I mean, I just want to help people. My podcast is Today's Talk number 4, Your Walk. You can find all of this information actually on my website. So that's really the best place to go and just navigate around on there. If you have any questions, you can actually contact me right from my website.
That's amazing. And if y'all are not following Bridget on Instagram yet, like just click the follow button, follow, connect with her. You are so encouraging. You're a warrior. You're becoming. And I know that you've encouraged me and so many others today. You know, Bridget, is there anything else that you would want to share in today's warrior conversation as we conclude this topic on how to walk in victory?
Oh gosh, Emily, like I said, you guys, I could talk the rest of the night. But what I do want to say, you know, we come on here sometimes and people see us all put together with our makeup on and our blue blazers that are looking fantastic. And, you know, and they think we have it all together, right? But I'm going to tell you guys, I am not perfect. That's why I need Jesus. And I'm going to tell you that I go to church because I'm sick, y'all. Okay. Like we go to church because church is for sick people. It says it in the word. Okay. And I need Jesus like as much as the next person. And so I volunteer and I give to people and I do these things, but it's because I'm on my own healing journey, in my own healing process. And so I know that I have to be real and raw and vulnerable. And if you get to know me more, you know that I wear my feelings right here on my sleeve. And so my husband said it to me today. He's like, you kind of have this way of saying things that everybody finds out about. And I was like, well, I mean, that's just kind of my personality. And so be yourself, be who you are. I love that Emily talks about us becoming who God created us to be, because that is who anybody in this world needs. They need you. You are the person that we need. God only made you uniquely crafted, and we need you. We need you and your personality and your smile and your heart and the things that God has instilled inside of you. And that's all I thrive to be and strive to be. You know, I want God to work in and through me so that I can bring hope and encouragement to others. I know I'm not here on accident. I know I haven't gone through this stuff. And guys, I'm telling you, my story is messy. And I haven't gone through that stuff to get here today to be like, oh, that's it, that's all I'm doing. No, I want to strive to be excellent and do more and more, and not in a burnout way, you guys. Don't do that. That's not healthy. Seek the Lord, turn off the negative, the toxic, all the things, you know, turn those things off and stay laser focused on what God has for you. He is the ultimate standard that we want to keep. Jesus Christ is our standard, right? And so if we're looking at other people, then we're not doing it the right way. We have to look to him, and we have to be more loving and more kind and put those things on, clothe ourselves with kindness and mercy and grace and love and walk in that, you know. And I try to pull, these are two important things that I have learned over the last year or so, Emily. What does God want me to learn from this, and how can I help others with this, right? What can I learn and how can I help others? When we're in circumstances where we don't know the why, we're not sure why we're in it or going through it, we can ask these questions. Okay, God, you got me here. I need you to get me through it. I know you're with me, but I want to know what I'm learning and how I can use it to help someone.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, that's so good. And I love what you even shared too about, I've heard the quote on the church is not a country club for saints, but a hospital for the sick, right?
Yes.
And really, Bridget, that's why even I lead what I lead with Becoming. I call myself a recovering perfectionist. And so I found myself chasing perfection and then discovering the reality that we were not designed to be perfect. We're designed to be becoming who God made us to be. And so we get to live in these stories. And I love, and also just the joy of knowing you. So I see this up close and personal in real life. You're living the story that you're telling, and you're able to truly come alongside and encourage and challenge people because you've walked in their shoes and you're just steps ahead of where they are now. And so you can look back and pull us forward and encourage us along the way. And I know on my becoming journey, y'all who are watching, one of the most incredible steps I've taken is working with a coach. I work with Coach Jackie Brewster, and it has been phenomenal. So if you're not working with a coach, you've been looking for a coach, like, connect with Bridget, follow her on Instagram, check out her website. I think you'll discover some more keys for how to walk in freedom for sure. So anyways, you're amazing. Like, thank you so much for joining us on this warrior conversation. And I'm excited to film your becoming story too. It's going to be so much fun.
Thank you, Emily. You're the best. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. And you know, I am cheering you on big time as you're becoming who God made you to be, warrior friend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. And thank you, Bridget. You're incredible.
Thank you.